Hey guys, Mike here with Ready Response, founder and CEO. Throwing a quick video together just for new instructors out there looking to either get started or try to find or source equipment so you can teach CPR training courses. What do you need, right? So this is going to depend a lot on what discipline you're going to be teaching. So generally speaking, and there's a lot of different stuff you can do, but let's just, for our purposes today, let's assume there's two different types of training courses you're going to do. You have a standard first aid, CPR, AED, intended for the community, maybe teachers or camp counselors or things like that, right? Just standard base level first aid, CPR, AED. The second type of training you have is tailored and geared toward more of a healthcare side of things, which is referred to as basic life support. So, basic life support is CPR and AED for healthcare providers that are in facility providers working in a healthcare setting. So those are generally speaking the two main types of training that you can do. Obviously, there's a lot more than that, but for our purposes, let's keep it to the point, keep it simple, and hit those main two things. So for both of those courses, there are some things that you're going to need to have. Obviously, you need to have CPR mannequins. You'll have to have adult mannequins, baby mannequins. You're also going to have AED trainers if you are training and certifying individuals in AED. If you're going to be doing any kind of CPR, AED training, those are the things that you're going to need in terms of the equipment. On the other side of that, you have consumables. So how are you giving your ventilation? Pocket mask or using face shields? You have cleaning wipes, a couple different things like that you're going to need in order to make sure that decontamination protocols are met, making sure that there's barriers for ventilation in place. Although we teach hands or compression only CPR, giving breath is still a standard that we have to teach specifically, in the American Red Cross program. So again, you have to have those barriers in place because we're not just going to have people come in, especially in the wintertime, it's like flu season, right? We're not going to have people come in and put their mouth on a mannequin and then like share it without cleaning it. That's gross. Nobody wants to do that. Not a good best practice strategy. If you're an instructor, you have to make sure you're keeping people safe. You're teaching it to the standard. You have all of those consumable things available as you're teaching. Okay. So generally speaking, you have your mannequins, your AED trainers, your consumables, your cleaning wipes, all that kind of stuff. If you are teaching first aid, again, you're teaching Red Cross. Bleeding control is another thing. So we have to have materials to cover life-threatening bleeding through direct pressure. What I like to do is use pool noodles to simulate someone's limb that has a large wound, bright red blood flowing continuous. We have to control it with direct pressure. We have then gauze pads, and then we have roller bandages. And you could put those together in little Ziploc baggies and hand them out as like individual student kits. It's always a good idea to do that and just kind of lump that price in with the price of your course because it is a consumable cost, right? So again, those are some things you'll need if you're going to be doing first aid. Choking skill, you can use partners for this, so you can have them partner up. There are other modifications you can make based on the training organization you're under, so just definitely want to reference those, whether you're AHA, HSI, ECSI, American Red Cross, whatever brand of training that you're doing, you just want to make sure you're complying with whatever policies they have that are in place, right? So you can read through those materials in your learning center with the organization. So that's more or less like anytime you're teaching those types of courses, those are the things that you need. Highly, highly, highly recommend Preston as your brand of mannequin. I mean, that's all I use personally because of the feedback devices they have built into them. They have depth feedback, they have compression rate feedback, they have ventilation feedback with chest rise when you give ventilation to the mannequins. I get such great feedback from the students that we teach. They love our mannequins, and that's all I'll use in terms of those training materials. So that's what you're going to need for that. Then you transition over now to BLS, so healthcare level stuff. So basically, for the CPR AED, it's the same thing. You still need your mannequins and your pocket masks and your adults, your babies, your AED trainers. But the other thing you're going to need for that course is BVMs, bag valve masks. You need to have both sizes of those, the adult size ones or maybe the adult child combo, and then the infant size ones. Because we do in healthcare give ventilation using a BVM. It's a part of the course, especially in the team dynamics and team response scenarios that we go through. So outside of just mannequins, if you're going to be doing basic life support or BLS, you're also going to need to invest in BVMs, pocket masks, valves to plug into the pocket mask to give ventilation. So these are all things that you're going to need. And then the last thing is depending on the training you're doing or the organization you're teaching under, whether it's AHA, ARC, is books. So some have workbooks that you might need. So those are some things you'll have to think about as well in terms of costs, right? So if you have questions, there's some links below. If you're looking to affiliate, get coaching, get business growth, get discounts on the cost of certification cards and saving on your bottom line, there's a link below. You can click there as well. Happy to talk with you, see if we're a fit for you. And stay tuned. We have a lot more great content coming down the pipeline for new instructors getting started, or even existing instructors looking to bridge or maybe add new programs. Thanks so much for joining us today.